Yo, what's up, you guys? Teddy Striker here, and this Saturday, Charles Du Bronx, or Charles the Predator Oliveira, is back in the octagon, and I was kind of worried for him coming back this early, especially going up against Rafael Fiziev, but now he's taking on Mateusz Gamrot, a completely different opponent, on short notice for Gamrot, but Oliveira is ready, and this is a really good UFC Fight Night card over in Brazil, and let's get right into it by giving you guys my predictions for all the fights on the main card, starting with Lucas Almeida taking on Michael Aswell. And I think Michael Aswell is going to take this one. I feel like he's got some really strong boxing. We saw that Lucas Almeida, he struggled with the boxing of another solid boxer with Daniel Silva in his last fight. He's been knocked out. He's been outstruck in the UFC. And although I feel like Mike Aswell is a little bit limited in his approach, I feel like he does have the tools to beat a guy like Lucas Almeida. I think he is going to find that in the pocket. Almeida isn't really that good defensively. He doesn't really move his head. He is there to be hidden. I think he'll just be outstruck for the majority of the fight. And I think Mike Aswell is going to win himself a 29-28 decision victory. And then we got Ricardo Ramos taking on Con Offley, and this one I can see going either way, but I feel like Con Offley is going to win this one. I think he's got some good wrestling. I think he is going to be able to hold Ricardo Ramos up against the fence, get some takedowns here and there, and work his game plan from there. He didn't look too good in his in the UFC so far. He did get knocked out on the Ultimate Fighter finale, and then he just recently lost a fight back in February. And yeah, he hasn't been looking too good, but I feel like Ricardo Ramos is a very winnable fight for him. I think with the grappling is going to be his best path to victory, but I'll see. He's got some good striking. He does work at City Kickboxing, and we know how good those guys are at striking. So I think Con Offley is going to get himself a decision victory here, 29-28. But then moving on to Jonathan Deniz taking on Mario Pinto, and this is actually a really close fight, but I think I'm going to go with Mario Pinto winning this one. They're both really good strikers. They both can, strike real well, knock their opponents out. But I do give the grappling edge to Mario Pinto. We have seen Jonathan Deniz get out grappled in the UFC by Marcin Tybura, even by Austin Lane in the first round of their fight. And he was slowing down in his last fight against Alvin Hines. And I feel like Mario Pinto is a more well-rounded fighter. I think he has a little bit more power in his hands. And I think he'll be able to catch Jonathan Deniz with some punches. He is the taller fighter with the longer reach. And if he gets in trouble at any point, he can attempt to take the fight to the ground. I think there's still some holes there for Jonathan Deniz, and he was slowing down in his last fight. And he can be predictable with that little check hook that he does. Always on the back foot. I feel like he is very open to a clean 1-2. And now that he's taking on a bigger and opponent with a long reach, I feel like that 1-2 is going to be landing on him quite a bit. So I got Mario Pinto winning this one by a second round TKO. Moving on to Vicente Luque taking on Joel Alvarez, and for me this one is a no-brainer. I'm going to go with Joel Alvarez by first round KO. He is making his welterweight debut. I think I don't think I've seen him fight in the welterweight division before. He's usually a lightweight, but he's a pretty big lightweight, and I don't think he has actually a single decision victory. And Vicente Luque has been on a decline ever since he got knocked out by Jeff Neal. He hasn't been quite the same fighter. It seems like his punch resistance has gone. It seems like he's not quite got the same level of confidence. And I think he just got knocked out by Kevin Holland as well earlier this year, and I think we're going to see something similar. I think Vicente Luque is done, and we're going to see Joel Alvarez winning this by first round KO. In the co-main event, we have Davison Figueiredo taking on Montel Jackson, and I really am a big fan of Davison Figueiredo, but I think he's going to lose this one. He's obviously a very skilled fighter, a former champion, but I don't think he's quite the same fighter as he was in the flyweight division, because back down there, he had like a big, weight advantage, size advantage, and power advantage. And like in terms of like his size, like his height wise and his reach, he fit in perfectly. But he was just simply just too big for that weight class. He was like walking around like 150 pounds, cutting down to 125 pounds, or actually 160 pounds sometimes, which was crazy how he ever made that weight. But now he's taking on Montel Jackson, and Montel hasn't lost a fight in a very long time. He's been on a good win streak, and he's been getting better, and he has a crazy height and reach advantage over Deiveson Figueiredo, and the blueprint to beating Figgy has been out there. And I feel like at this point in his career, he just doesn't have the same level of aggression or ferocity that he once did. And like it's just like he's not quite the same fighter. His power is still there, his skills are still there, but he's just too patient at times. He doesn't pull the trigger quite fast enough, and I feel like he does tend to slow down in his fights. And I think we're going to see Montel Jackson be able to outstrike him at range, keep the distance on him, and get himself a decision. I don't think he's going to finish Deiveson Figueiredo. I could see Deiveson Figueiredo getting a knockdown at some point potentially, but I think he's just got to be like aggressive in this one, but I don't think he'll be. So I think I'm going to go with Montel Jackson getting this done by a 29-28 decision victory. And then in the main event, we got Charles Oliveira taking on Matheus Gamrot, and I'm going to go with Charles Oliveira by second round knockout. I don't think Oliveira can lose this fight. And by the way, this is the only Brazilian I'm actually picking to win a fight at UFC Brazil, which is crazy, on the main card. And I think Charles Oliveira is absolutely the guy that can get the win for Brazil if they really are down like 5-0 on the main card. But yeah, I feel like Oliveira has a perfect style to beat Gamrot. He's got dangerous jiu-jitsu. Obviously, Oliveira did get out-grappled by a guy like Arman Tsarukyan, but he was still able to nearly submit him twice in that fight, and he arguably won that fight as well. And to be fair to Arman, he is one of the best lightweights on the planet. I think he's going to show that when he fights Dan Hooker. But with Gamrot, I feel like his striking is nowhere near as clean as Arman. I think he gets hit a little bit too much, and I don't think he's got the durability of Arman Tsarukyan either. I feel like his only real path to victory is getting takedowns, and the main way he gets his takedowns is by single leg or double leg takedowns. But when you do that against a guy like Oliveira, he can snatch your neck in an instant. When Islam Makhachev took him down, when Islam took Oliveira down, he did it from the clinch. Like Arman, he did, wrestle him down with like the regular single or double leg takedowns, but he nearly got finished by doing that. And Gamrot, like I feel like his takedowns are gonna be a little bit more obvious, especially when Oliveira starts putting that pressure on him. He's gonna panic and he might dive into a guillotine. But I think Charles is gonna be focused on defending the takedowns and working his way back up to the feet, because he really does have a huge striking advantage. I mean, it's not really that close. In my opinion, it shouldn't be that close from what I've seen from Gamrot. I don't think he lasts more than 2 rounds with Oliveira, who is in good shape. Obviously, he did get KO'd by Ilya like 5 months ago, but Gamrot, I don't think that's like he's gonna like hurt Oliveira at all on the feet. And I think Oliveira is gonna stop him and get back in the win column.